Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Harm's Way Podcast. As always, I am your host, Craig. Across from me, again, as always, is my awesome brother, Eric. Eric, what is up?
I'm beaten, but not broken.
So,
I am mentally exhausted.
yeah.
I don't know.
That was a long pause. Like you're about to tell me bad news or something.
No, I'm...
like, who died?
I'm basically brain dead right now.
Yeah, I get it. This was a difficult week.
Yeah.
I think, for a lot of people. I'm right there with you. Got annoyed with work a lot. Annoyed with people.
Yeah, this...
Just tired.
We're doing a big project. A lot of planning and shit. A lot of unknowns. I'm basically the project manager. I'm running around.
But you're not paid like one.
No. I don't know. Project manager is not really a job title. That's usually like a job function that comes with
They just
a lot
listed
of
it.
different job titles.
Job opening where I work for project manager.
But anyway,
Yep.
it's a big project. We were supposed to start on Monday, and it got moved up to Friday morning. Today morning. And then they cut the line off yesterday, and I explicitly asked the managers, hey, you want us to get started tonight, as in last night? And they said no. We're going to start Friday morning, as in today
morning.
Yeah.
I
And I
like
said,
today morning.
okay. So I went home last night, Thursday being really the only night of the week that I don't have anything to do after work. It's like the free night. I don't have any editing to do, nothing. Go home, go to sleep, about 2 hours, fucking get a call from third shift. Hey, we started on our task items, we need guidance. Woke me up, and I've been up ever since. And I put in 12 hours today, and I'm fucking tired. Yeah. Flat out asked them when we were starting. They're like, we'll wait till Friday morning. And then, yeah. I fucking hate that place.
Well, that's unfortunate. Actually,
it was Gary who called me.
fucking Gare Bear.
I'm not mad at Gary. I'm mad at management. Because
Gare Bear. Who we have to wait until the 29th to talk to.
That's another problem, like workplace-related problem, that could be brought up. Is
29th.
too many goddamn chiefs. Too many people calling audibles behind my back when I'm supposed to be the project manager.
I think it's too many.
And I can't.
Too many commanders in the kitchen is what you have to say now. You're not allowed to say.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't being PC.
Yeah.
Too many redskins, not enough.
Whoa, Jesus Christ, man. What are you doing this weekend? You putting your clan outfit on?
Shut up.
You got any rallies? Any rallies
I
you
gotta
going
dry
to?
clean first. What?
You could go eat at rallies, then go to your rally?
I don't know what to say to that.
That's funny.
Anyway, yeah, I'm fucking beat up. I saw one of the line techs was running around, and he was the dirtiest I've ever seen a human being before. Just
like
covered
Ashy Larry dirty.
just grease and soot and foul
soot and butt.
carbon metal bits and shit. Oh, so there's like this enclosure on my line, and on the front of it, it's like it's maybe like a 15 foot, or it's like a 16 foot by 16 foot enclosure. It's kind of like a little house, inside the factory. And on it is this big ass cork board that somebody screwed a bunch of like these plastic paper holders to. So you just go up and like pull the plastic back, drop your paper in. One of the guys or the third shift guys, no, the second shift guys, sorry. One of their task items was cleaning out the dust collector ducting that was right above that. And they went up there and they fucking pulled the fucking clamps, opened up the whole thing, and it just rained metal bits. And it actually filled a lot of those paper holders. I walk in this morning because I had posted a bunch of shit to it yesterday of like project timeline, task list, roster of who was where and whatnot. All my my project manager shit. I walk in this morning, and those holders are just full of metal bits. Looks like all my papers have been dragged through a coal mine. I go, what the fuck happened here?
They didn't clean them out?
They didn't know about it until They didn't even know about it. I had to point it out to them when they came in today.
What blissful fuking moron does that shit and then just says, oh.
I emailed the lead and I said, God damn it, what the hell happened? And he's like, we were cleaning out the dust collector ducts. I was like, Jesus, man. Yeah. And then I went up there at the end of the day and the lead was fucking with him, you know? He was like trying to like pull back the plastic and like scoop the metal bits out, and he goes to pull one back and it just snaps off and he goes, Jesus. Oh God damn it. Yeah, it's a shit show. I'm doing all right. We made it through the week.
Better.
Next week's gonna be even worse because we have a full week.
I gotta figure out how do I don't know if I gotta stop drinking water like 2 hours before bed or 3 hours before bed, but I get up to piss like 5-6 times a night now. And then last night, icing on the cake, I get woken up like 2 hours before my alarm's supposed to go. And that's demoralizing right there.
Yeah.
And I would rather like get up with the shits or something. I had a knockdown, drag out, full-fledged panic attack. But only...
Why?
I don't know. Everybody fucking asks me. I don't know why, and I don't know what sets it off.
You don't know what you were afraid of.
I don't even know if it was fear.
Was it one of those ones where you like woke up and you don't know where you are for a minute?
No, I know where I'm at.
Okay, I've had those.
I woke
coming
up
out of a deep sleep really quick.
Everything was soaked, so I was sweating through. I didn't have to piss when I got woken up. But like I said, I would rather wake up with the shits.
Did you piss yourself?
No.
Did you piss the bed?
I do have to check that every now and then.
Did you shit the bed?
No, I don't have to check that anymore. It faces the wall, so sometimes I gotta make sure I don't shit against the wall. That would be, it's like a 3-foot gap. Like that would just be impressive.
That happened.
It has happened.
I shit myself.
Yeah, I know.
In your bathroom.
You were fucking
last
over
week.
here. But so I can't really describe it. I woke up, and it only lasted. That's the thing. It doesn't last long. Like it's not hours long. It only lasted for about 30 seconds, which is 27 seconds longer than I do during sex. But I couldn't go back to sleep because like the damage was already done. Like I was already worked up and.
Oh yeah.
I came down. I don't know how to describe it. I came down from it really quick. I did.
Yeah.
30 seconds. That's not. Some people have panic attacks for 15 fucking minutes or 10 minutes or whatever. 30 seconds, and then like I came down and I was in the mindset of everything is okay. But I was so worked up. I had to turn the TV off and I went back to watching fucking shows. And just about the time I was getting ready to get comfortable enough, I was laying at the end of the bed so I could watch TV. Just about the time I was about to doze off, my fucking alarm goes off.
When I woke up last night, when Gary called me, my phone was under me. It was just like vibrating against my spine.
I used to do that when I was on call. I used to.
And like I rolled, I didn't know what was going on. I come out, I wake up, I don't know what's going on, and I happen to move my blanket just enough that the light from the phone just like lit up the room, and I was like, somebody's calling me. So I grab it, and I'm literally laying on my back with the phone over me like this, just like yelling into it, and Gary on speaker, and I was trying to like walk him. I was like half asleep trying to walk him through shit, and then he hung up, and I started coming back down, and then it like bottomed and started coming up. Like I just didn't get there. I felt like I was going back to sleep, and it just didn't get there. And then all of a sudden, it was like, now I'm fully awake. Now my mind is racing. Now I'm thinking about things I shouldn't be thinking about.
So usually when this happens, I need some form of physical outlet. I feel like this is my mind and body's way of telling me, hey fatty, you need to do some type of exercise again. So I think I'm gonna get a weight bench off Facebook Marketplace or something, and I'm just gonna get a cheap set of dumbbells, and I'm gonna start waking up earlier, and I'm gonna come down here. I'm gonna do an hour of exercise, shower, and then go to work. It's really the only time I can fit it into my schedule. I can't really do it after work on days we're doing the show, and I don't want to skip days, and I don't want to be like, I don't want to slip back into my weird way. Just an hour. And it doesn't have to be like balls to the wall fucking shit. I could probably do 30 exercises down here with a weight bench, and I'm probably not going to get the Bowflex Select Tech like you did. There's some cheaper ones I found online that look like they'll do the same fucking thing.
You know the Y opens at 5?
Yeah.
I thought about doing workouts.
That involves going there and doing that, which is a whole nother, for me, a whole nother wall that I gotta break through. I'd much rather do something here and work up to that. I used to go to the rec center in the morning or the Y in the morning and do workouts before my job. Now, it was when I had, 2 functioning knees and cartilage in my hips, and that's been really fucking with me too for the weather lately. My whole left side is just fucking
Yesterday
useless.
was gorgeous.
Dude, yeah, but when you guys
like
enjoy the weather,
not a cloud in the
I'm
sky.
wanting to kill myself because the pain is like to the point where I'm just sitting in my work chair. I have to take my boots off every 30 minutes because my ankles swell up.
Does it stink up the office?
No, I put new socks on.
Did I tell you about the guy at work that... It's a funny story. He's not going to find it funny if he ever sees this, but he had a boot dryer in the shop, and this guy's feet are kind of putrid. So he'd take his boots off in the middle of the day, put them on boot dryer, and it'd blow that shit stink all over the fucking shop. And everybody complained about it enough, so his manager finally said enough's enough, told him, you got to keep your boots out in the well house.
Oh, yeah, you
That's
told
out
me
on
that.
like the fucking back 40 behind the back lot. So some mornings when I come walking in, depending when I'm walking in, I'll see him on his cart flying across the parking lot going to the well house to get his boots.
Jesus. So boot dryers are kind of a lifesaver. When I worked in the oil field, you had to have a boot dryer, and it was in your vehicle at all times. And when you were staying in the hotel, you knew if the person that you were sharing the room with on the opposite shift was a smart person, because they too had a boot dryer there. You never use someone's boot dryer. You in the oil field, you fucking go buy one yourself. You can afford one, trust me. And I had this nice boot dryer, and every time you'd get back, there's certain shit like you could get away with leaving, like some things in your. I took everything up to the hotel room, but some people left like their go bag or their emergency bag or whatever in the van, the crew van.
Oh.
But I took everything up. I got new reds. I made sure I had reds for all 14 days of the shift or of the hitch.
You had that many pairs?
Yeah. Or you wash them, but they yell at you if you wash them in the hotel. Wash your dryer.
I thought they only gave us like 2 or 4.
No. Well, you keep buying them. You keep getting them.
Oh.
So I had.
They issued us like.
I'll take it back. I probably had 10 or 12, but I would.
I think I had 2.
Your best pair that you've already worn, you wear again. You just like you can't do that during the summer, and you can't do it during a rig up because you won't have a best pair. If your rig up lasts 14 days, you won't have a best pair. All that shit will fucking reek. But I had about 10 pairs. And what's funny is if you go back in this back room right here, and you find my laundry sack, I probably have all fucking 10 or 12 of them still. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember they. I
think turn them in.
I think they issued me.
They give you 4 to
I
start.
thought it was 2.
No. They give
I think
you
it's
2,
2.
and then when you get your crew assignment, that's the first thing they do is order you a new set.
And then they gave me like the yellow.
Oh, the nicest rain jacket in the world.
Yeah, it's like
Reflective.
it's like the high vis one.
You wear that on. You get that 2 sizes bigger, and you wear that over top of everything during the winter. You won't freeze. It will literally keep you warm, and it was the creepiest fucking thing. And then if you got it tore, like it tore
That's
in the
probably
back,
because of like the metal particles in it that for the reflectiveness and
it was
whatnot.
because it was waterproof, and it would literally insulate you. Your shit on your base layer would be soaked, but it kept you so warm. And a lot of guys just wore that during the winter months, and we called them pussies, but that worked for them. But So your boots, we had, the chem.
I can't drink and chew at the same time.
We had.
It's just not fun anymore.
I didn't do it. I didn't like it much.
It just starts to like disintegrate. Sorry, continue.
No, you're right. I didn't like it because I didn't get to enjoy this. I didn't drink as fast, and I don't know. I just like to drink beer at my pace. So your muck boots were a special kind of muck boot, where they're the anti-chemical or the chemical proof or whatever.
Yeah.
And
mine cracked pretty early.
Yeah,
I didn't get
heels
much use
gave
out of
away.
them before like where the transition from like toe region to like
Some people's arches
bulk of
went
the
out.
foot region.
Yeah.
That cracked after like
Because they're steel toe too.
3 months of use. Yeah, right at the back of the steel toe was where that rubber gave.
And the soles didn't.
And after that, it's
hold
like,
up very
well, they're not really muck boots anymore after that.
Well, no, and they're not waterproof. If like some guys will get cuts in them, and
Yeah.
they'll be like, "Oh, I'm good." And then the first rainy hitch, they're bitching because they can't fucking take a step. Well, so a big part of you're working, especially in the summer months, you got to wear muck boots. Your feet get fucking hot, like real bad, right? And you think that your feet are dry in those things, but they're not. And the second you get back, so I always took mine out. When we went to the crew van after our shift, before we even got on the road, I changed back into Crocs during the summer or whatever, tennis shoes, something, boots, like a different pair of boots, and I let my feet dry out naturally in the van, and then I let my boots air dry before I put them on the boot dryer. So I would take them up to the hotel room when we got back, and they go immediately, first thing you do, because you only have, from the time you leave pad to the time you're back on pad, you only have 8 hours. And that's drive time including your eat time, shower shit, give her a tug, feed some chickens, whatever you got to do, but you got to be laying down for at least 4 hours.
See, that's funny because they make such a big deal about like your your hours and shit, and like
it's because you keep log books. That's how you get paid.
Yeah.
DOT log books.
Yeah, but I remember there were certain rules. I wonder if they just applied to driving or not, though.
Most of them do.
Yeah.
You can be on.
Because
guys can work as much. You have to have 8 hours off at a certain point.
Yeah. I think
that only applies when you're driving, but they treated it as that's how we're going to pay these guys. Because you got paid for 16 hours straight.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
So, you had to make sure your boots were dry. And this boot dryer was the fucking greatest thing. Because you take them off when you wake up, bone dry. Ready for your foot to slide on in there and do some damage. But guys that didn't have that, or didn't wise up and realize, hey, I need a boot dryer. Because the boot dryer wasn't just drying out your boots temporarily. It was literally drying them out from the inside out to the point where it antimicrobials, where you couldn't get like fungus or bacteria in there because your boot dryer was killing it. So you had healthier feet, and guys that didn't fucking do that,
trench foot.
You had trench foot, athlete's foot. You had all kinds of fucking weird infections. And you could tell those guys were fucked up 3 or 4 days into a hitch, knowing that they have, 10 or 11 days ahead of them of, oh, my foot's fucked up, And then the first thing, all the old guys tell you, get a boot dryer. Get a boot dryer and change your socks. Interesting time. You learn shit like that really quick. But
I remember when we were in the Scouts. Just wet feet. Socks getting ruined and shit.
It was alright for a little bit,
but I remember campouts like early on where I'd bring maybe like a pair of socks for every day we were out there. Then it quickly turned into, if it's a weekend camp out, 10 pairs.
Yeah.
If it was summer camp, 16 pairs.
Yeah.
That's what it turned into. And I remember one year being miserable, and the next year sitting there packing, thinking, now we're putting more in here.
Yeah.
And
Boxers too. Boxers
and it fucking paid off.
Yeah.
I change my socks all the time.
People don't understand that. Like if you're in like a situation like that, you have the means or the ability to change your socks that often. How much a clean pair of socks just turns your fucking day around. Remember, we'd be out summer camp. You go a day and a half without showering. And then you get that shower. How much fucking better did your day feel? How much better was it climbing in your sleeping bag in your tent? It just felt better.
I don't remember showering at summer camp.
You did. I tried to shower every other day.
I don't remember that. I thought we went all week.
No, we made you guys fucking shower because you smelled. You,
Oh,
Max,
yeah, man.
John, dude, y'all fucking reek. Richard smelled like a little fucking, little Blackfoot. He was fucking gross after a couple days.
We'd swim in the lake too. God knows what was in there.
I don't know if that would help our case or... I mean, back then it was alright. It was a pretty clean lake, I think.
Yeah, it was fine.
Alright, so one of the things I wanted to talk about, I got sick of, like, fiddle dicking around on TV, and because I couldn't find a good show to, not necessarily binge, but get back into.
And what did you choose?
So I chose, and I feel like we should do this every couple of weeks, is share a show. Fear of the Walking Dead. I don't want to go back.
Fear of the Walking Dead.
What'd I say?
Fear of the Walking Dead.
Fear the Walking Dead?
That's correct.
I mean, I just started on it, so it's new to me. It's a new food. How would I know to eat that? Name that show.
I don't know.
It's Kevin from The Office when they handed him broccoli and he's trying to eat it he tried to eat it like the fucking head first.
Yeah.
And they all made fun of him and he goes, "It's a new food to me. How would I know how to eat it?" So that's a nice little side note. Fear the Walking Dead, right? So The Walking Dead the original show, always fascinated me. First off, it came out when I was fucking high school, and it's finishing up its last season, I think, this year.
Thank God.
Yeah. So, and I haven't watched it past Glenn. So, I've been out the game quite a bit. That's like,
yeah, I got farther than you.
You did, yeah. And I fully intend to go back and do it because Netflix is retaining it, and they think Netflix has 9 or 10 out of 11. 9. They have to have 9, which I'll get there. Because the first couple seasons were really fucking dry, and really, I was fascinated with it because it took one season, it took $15,000 to make. Or maybe that was one episode. I don't know. But it came in so far under budget, and it fucking blew up. It had some big stars in there. Excuse me. And it was just a goofy aspect, right? Fear the Walking Dead is different. It doesn't start off with Rick Grimes waking up in a coma.
Oh, in the hospital with the door that said "Don't Dead" open inside.
I love how that you remember that.
That's a meme.
It doesn't start like that. It actually starts like from the beginning. It's kind of fucking nuts, right? And they don't really give you too much. I mean, I'm only 7-8 episodes in. After my panic attack, I turned it on this morning and started watching. It's a different aspect, and it takes you through. What would you do? How if this was all starting? Like, how would you handle X situation? Now, granted, they're in California, so California people in California going through this, they're not going to be afforded certain luxuries that you and I have in the great state of Ohio, especially with lenient gun laws and abundance of ammo and firearms.
Lenient? You mean righteous?
I said what I said. Lenient to some. Natural to the rest of us.
That's a good way of looking at it.
Constitutionally natural. How about that? Is that good? Does that get your pants a little tighter?
I like natural. Just natural.
Just natural.
It's just natural.
I like my gun laws like I like my women. Natural. And obedient. Just kidding. Sorry, babe.
Loud. With a lot of kick.
Short. Mousy. The ability to exercise their domestic violence. Yeah, so you got to take some things with a grain of salt when you're watching it. It's different. It's slow. It's very slow to start off. But I mean, there's 7 seasons or 7 seasons or something on there. So I'm just gonna take my time and enjoy it.
I remember when I started watching Walking Dead. Like, I was way behind, but I started seeing all these headlines for reviews and shit about how people are getting sick of them doing like
the same thing.
Sick of like the middle 5 seasons in the episode, or the middle 5 episodes in the season, nothing happens.
Yeah.
And then having mid-season finale and like nothing happens. And I finally like get to that point, and I'm like, yeah, they were fucking right.
And then it's just like a balls to the wall butt fuck fest
Yeah.
in like the season finales.
Yeah,
That throws too much at you, and you're like, oh, I feel it. It forced it on me. I had to sit there and let it happen to me. That's if you had to describe, and I can't remember what season I left off, but the first 5 seasons, that is exactly what happened. And imagine going week to week. So you're watching an episode. This was pre-Netflix. You're watching an episode, and that's it. That's all you get for the week. And it's one of those slow fucking ones where they're just walking around a factory wondering why they walk so slow. That's your episode for the week. You had to go an entire 7 more days.
Yeah.
6 more days or whatever. Just for that to happen to you again. There were, that's a good analogy.
It's kind of hard to think back to the days when we didn't have the ability to just binge the shit out of a show.
Yeah, right?
It really, like...
What do we do?
It seems so foreign to me.
What happened? What did we do, Eric?
Yeah.
I mean, you and I watched VHSs until they stopped working. And then we watched DVDs until they fucked up and got eaten. We did. We watched a lot of the same fucking stuff.
It just seems so foreign to me, even though I grew up in that era. It's like, I don't really remember what that's like to watch one episode a week. Or to...
fucking horrible, first off, because then and if you missed it and there was no TiVo, and you went to school the next day and all your friends were talking about it, you'd have fucking tuned them out or sit somewhere else.
It's probably for the better, though, because I can't remember conversations I had the day before, let alone what happened on an episode of Walking Dead where nothing happened last week.
In 2007.
Yeah. I don't know. It's not like Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad, they'd have fucking 5 character arcs going off at once, shit always happening.
Yeah.
The drama was just really well written and woven together.
So now I don't want to take away from the writing of The Walking Dead, because I think at times the writing was really good. I think the killing off characters, there's one character that they killed off that severely hurt their ratings. Like, I mean, bad. And it's the same character that I saw, and I was like, no, I'm done. And I stepped away. Now, when I stepped away, they kept going for 7 more seasons, but I never really... I thought there was 2, actually. There was 2...
Was it Carl?
No, don't spoil that for me.
It's... What?
Carl's death? I didn't know he died.
I thought you said you... Walking Dead. I thought you said you were like 7 seasons in.
No. 5, I think. Where Glenn kicked it is where I stopped, right before I stopped.
I think that's what...
No, Carl went on to...
No, I'm thinking of his mom.
That's the one.
Yeah.
They never resolved that.
Yeah, that was... Okay.
They never... And I didn't like her. I did not like her.
Nobody liked her. People die. That was hard. That was hard to experience that. Even though I didn't know. Even though I didn't like her. That was a difficult one.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah. For me, it was hard. Herschel and Glenn. I thought Glenn...
Because that was in the prison, right?
Herschel.
No, the mom.
Yes.
Okay. For some reason, I thought Carl died.
But he found a blood spot. He didn't find anything of her.
Oh, yeah, they ate her.
Did they? They never resolved this, Eric. You're telling me they weren't in there long enough to eat an entire human? He found nothing. I don't know. This is what I mean. I don't know if she came out of the woodwork. What was her name?
I don't remember.
Esmeralda. It's not Esmeralda. I'm close.
For some reason, I thought Carl died in prison. But it was his mom.
I don't know if Carl dies or not.
I don't remember.
I know he's all grown up and shit, and he lost a fucking eye. I saw that, but...
I don't remember that.
So she gave birth to the baby, and then she's just eaten? Like, we left her in there for 2.5 minutes, and she got gulped completely. The resolution was not there.
I have no recollection. I want to say that there was like a horde of them got to her, and yeah, they did eat her.
I thought it was one. It was one fat bastard, I think.
Well, that explains it.
Because he cut it open, and then it never showed what he found when he cut it open. So I don't know how even that big
I don't
person
fucking remember.
consumes an entire adult woman. What, feet first? Like,
I don't know.
Whatever.
Like a snake.
So the guy that played Shane.
I don't remember. Not gonna watch it again though.
Oh, I am. The guy that played Shane is actually I fucking love that guy. I think he's a great actor. I've went on to watch quite a few things that he's been, including the Punisher remake show they did, which I thought was very good.
Where he just stares at walls and breathes heavy.
Dude, the fight scenes.
I'm kidding.
Tell me what better fight scenes
Right,
there
I'm
were.
kidding.
I know. But yeah, he's very good at staring at walls and breathing heavy.
I was talking with a guy at work today about Cowboy Bebop getting canceled after one season.
Did it really? I didn't even know.
Yeah, it did.
Son of a bitch.
I was there was some glaring shit in that show that they fucked up that I didn't like at all. But
Did you watch
it was
the
better.
anime?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't watch
The live action was better than I thought it was going to be. I did not have high hopes for it.
Really?
But I thought it was pretty good. I thought it did not deserve to be canceled after one season.
No.
Not at all.
Not when you have so much shit out there that's getting renewed. Will it get picked up, though? Because what was it on?
It pisses me off because there's a lot of cookie cutter bullshit,
No, on Netflix.
rom-coms, whatever shows that Netflix puts out, gone after one season. They just keep trying. And they keep trying shit that's been done before. Then you have Cowboy Bebop, which is... Quiet you. Which is... just a beloved show. Great source material.
There's a huge
Could
following.
have done a lot with it. And I think that show was... I might have said this before. We might have talked about Cowboy Bebop before.
I don't think we did because I didn't know that you knew that I watched it. Or the live action. I did not watch any of the...
I think part of the reason why it was as good as it was because they had John Cho playing Spike.
The casting.
Yeah. I think if they would have gotten... Because the other two actors he was acting with, weren't really well known and whatnot. He's been acting in every fucking role imaginable for the last 30 years. I think if they had gone with somebody who wasn't a veteran actor like him, it probably would not have worked out well.
So that's Harold from Harold and Kumar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he did a very good job.
Very good.
The guy playing Jet did a very good job.
Yes.
I think they butchered Faye's character. That really pissed me off.
Really?
Yes. That was not cool. That was just completely wrong. But yeah, it's like at least 3 seasons they could have done.
I think you at least come back with another.
They geared up for it at the end of season 1.
How many anime seasons are there?
At the end of... I don't remember. 2? I don't remember. But at the end of season 1, they tied it off pretty nice to go into season 2.
Yeah. I hate that when that happens.
They did a good job, and I was like, cool, looking to see where this goes. And then they canceled it. And then
you are.
John Cho was not upset. You could tell he was down.
Well, he hasn't been in much.
He got ripped for that role, too.
Why? I thought he played it perfectly.
No, ripped, like jacked.
Yeah.
No,
he
got in good shape.
Well, he's always been lean.
It was
got
good.
Muscular.
A lot of times with the going from like an anime to a live action, they just don't flesh shit out really well. But this one,
they captured.
They really did. I thought they did. I thought they did a good job bringing it to life.
I'm still waiting for that Castlevania live action. It'll never happen.
Oh, God. Castlevania was great.
Did you watch any of the...
I'll leave it at that. Castlevania was great.
Did
I enjoyed it thoroughly.
Did you watch any of the Dragon Prince? Any one of those ones?
No.
I watched a couple.
I don't know what that is.
It was anime on Netflix. So anyway, back to the zombies.
Fuck the zombies.
I'm kind of hooked on the show. I'm nervous about being this attached to it this early because now I have so much ahead of me to watch. Like, I'm probably going to stay up late tonight and watch it. But I have so much ahead of me now that I don't want it to fuck up early because then I end up... The same thing that always happens. I fall out of it and I just let it go. But I thought I gave us a good segue. Let's play a game for a second. say that the zombie apocalypse is real, but it's kicking off slow like it is in this. What's your go-to firearm for dispatching those sons of bitches? What do you want to have on you? I'll give you 3. Primary, heavy gun, and then a sidearm. What are you going with?
Primary, a heavy.
Heavy meaning a shotgun or something, a room-clearing gun, and then a sidearm. So obviously your primary, I would want to reach out and touch, but also be effective up close. I would want...
Shotgun, I'd say Beretta 1301.
Okay.
With a red dot, not a ghost ring.
I would do ghost ring all the way, but okay. I wouldn't want to put an optic on something that I'm going to be shooting close range. That's just me, though.
Yeah.
I don't put optics on my handguns. So.
You're right.
Ghost ring would be good enough. Hell, I'd take
Ghost ring doesn't need a battery, too.
Exactly.
Okay, we'll leave the ghost ring alone.
But a shotgun, I would go with a shotgun.
What is it, the 7+1? They got a 7+1, I think. So that'd be the shotgun.
What gauge?
Huh?
12 gauge?
Yeah.
It's good.
For primary, I don't know. It might be worth it to have like a Ruger PC carbine, because then I could pair that with the CZ. The CZ would be a good sidearm.
It doesn't have to be. Yeah.
You know, a lot of people talk about like apocalyptic scenarios and whatnot, and that's why like people are really into the pistol caliber carbines, because they can pair it with a pistol, same ammo.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would probably be pretty good. Like a pistol caliber carbine. It is carbine, right?
I say both.
Pistol caliber carbine.
Depends on my mood.
That's got the biggest mag on it that I can get. Probably 9mm, since it's so common. Pair that with the
readily
CZ.
Available.
Pair that with the CZ because of large capacity. It's a good, reliable gun. That's a CZ P10. And yeah, I think that would probably be a good setup. Those 3. Buckshot.
Double lot. Double lot for close quarters.
Double lot would probably be best.
I mean, it's all going to be what you can find. So if you get 6 or 4 shot, I'm good with that too. That'll crack skulls. If you're getting up to the 7, 8, 7, 8 shot, you're gonna have to shoot for eyes, just to get that pellets back deep into the brain stem.
The 12 gauge you'd have to save for special occasions, because that ammo will get real heavy real quick.
Yeah.
You probably only have about 100 rounds.
Just strap it on your back and hope you don't have to use it, kind of deal.
Yeah.
You're not going to carry too many extra rounds. Unless you do the Pancho Rubio, the belts across your chest in an X formation. But even that, you're right, that would get hot and sweaty and wet. Cartridges might corrode from your sweaty salt water coming off you. But it wouldn't be a bad to have.
What would be cool is pistol caliber carbine and pistol 5.7 by 28. But that's an expensive ammo.
It is.
That's got more.
You'll find it, or you won't find it. It won't be readily available. But what you will find, you'll find a lot of it, because most people aren't going to go after that.
If you're scavenging, I don't think you're going to find a lot of it. But that,
if you go to Dunham's,
it's a more powerful round. Well, not a more powerful. It's a powerful round. You can get some distance out of it.
But its weight retention over a further distance is better than,
but
say, a 9mm.
It also wouldn't be.
15 grain.
It wouldn't be a shitload more weight than a shitload
No,
of
it's
9mm.
It's a small round. It's like a. It's
so like if you had
smaller version of 5.56.
Like if you were trying to carry 200 rounds of that versus 200 rounds of 9, it'd probably be pretty close in terms of weight that you're carrying around.
My goal would not be to carry too many loose rounds. I would want everything that I need carried in some type of mag. The only loose rounds I would want to carry would be shotgun rounds, and even that would be in something, some type of holder.
Yeah. What are your 3?
So, I would go, my shotgun would be a 12 gauge. I'd probably go with something cheap and reliable. Mossberg, Persuader, 8+1, the extended tube, the cop gun, bead sight up front. I don't have to worry about anything. It's got an integrated modified choke or something. I can literally shoot whatever the fuck I want through it. And then I'd probably just strap that, toss it on my back. Sidearm would probably be an FNX, 9mm, tacked out to the fucking teeth.
I was thinking
FNS, right? FNS.
It might not be as good as the 1301, but maybe like a lever action 410. Although your capacity is kind of limited there.
I wouldn't fuck with 410. If I'm gonna hurt some heads, I'm gonna hurt my shoulder. And I feel like
that's what I'm saying. I don't think it would be. I don't think it would replace the 1301, but it might be a decent alternative.
Well, then you gotta worry about when are you gonna find 410 that's not dust shot.
That's true. And also, I think your capacity is limited.
It is.
I don't think you're gonna have a shotgun that.
I'd saw one off if that's what you're. I'd saw it off maybe.
Well, yeah, this is the apocalypse. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
I can put that shit in my pocket. And then primary would probably be. Also, I wouldn't be. Mossberg makes a 930 version with that extended capacity tube. That's the semi-automatic. I would do that, but I would be more concerned about jamming, especially if you're finding, boxed dirt shells that you don't know where the fuck they've been. If I have a pump action, I know I can clear it, rack another one. If not, then it turns into the most expensive paperweight, and I chuck that out ahead, draw my firearm, or draw my sidearm and start pumping head.
Also, the 1301, great reliability. I tell you about when TFB did their review, when James Reeves went to Thunder Ranch. It was when he was hanging out with Clint.
Benelli M2 fan, but you're not going to turn me off that, but yeah.
When he was hanging out with Clint Smith, the old Vietnam vet.
Yeah.
He said they put 1,000 rounds through that gun before it started gumming up.
That's pretty good.
And he said they just did cleaned it like you normally would. They put another 1,000 rounds through it.
That's why I like.
He said it went right back to being new in terms of reliability, and they just threw another 1,000 rounds through it.
The Persuader.
It was like that convinced me right there. I was like, that's a fucking gun worth having. Because he did a lot of reviews on all like the shitty Turkish knockoffs.
Yeah.
Semi-auto 12 gauges. And
there's a lot.
Fuck, man, he had one that put 30 rounds through it, and the thing was all fucked up. Like, set screws and shit were coming loose, and just a fucking shit show. And I was like, nah, I wouldn't even fuck around with that shit.
The primary, I'd probably go with some type of AR, 223, 5.56. It would have to be chambered in a 5.56, not a 223, but definitely some type of modest. There's so many good ones out there. I would prefer mine, but
you're dealing with zombies. You most likely won't need all that range.
No, but I would like I would still like the capabilities of a 5.56 223, especially if I'm shooting bonded versus non-bonded and I want to pass through the skull, maybe double them up, hit a couple at the same time. I feel like 223 or 5.56 is going to do that, especially with a bonded bullet. Plus, don't forget, in a zombie apocalypse, you might not be just shooting zombies. That's why I didn't go with 22 or anything like that. If I go up against humans that want to do me harm, I obviously want to put some rounds downrange that are going to mean something.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you see somebody that's fucking 300 yards away. Are you going to engage them?
No.
Or are you going to walk the fuck away?
But I'm not.
The smarter thing is to move away.
I'm not wanting an AR for 300-yard engagements, Eric. I'm wanting it for all of the above. I do have to reach out. I might not even have a fucking scope on the gun. I might just do a front A-frame open sights, you know what I mean? Or flip-ups or something on it. It's more or less going to be for cornering, clearing, and short engagements and retreating. But it would be light. I'd have mags, ammunition readily available, magazines readily available. Even something like a fucking M&P Sport with an A-frame up front. Is it the most reliable? Probably not. Is it upgradable? Kind of. But it's going to take the regular mags. And it's going to go boom, boom, and it's going to, compact up to what I need it to do.
Yeah, I just think it's kind of a waste.
An AR?
Yeah.
I agree with your thing, the 9mm, all around. Let's hold hands and skip to the rainbow. That's great, but 5.56 223 just gonna get it done. But also, like shooting through stuff. 9mm is not necessarily going to shoot through stuff as well as 223 and 5.56. Not that there's going to be a lot of situations like that.
No.
Shooting through glass, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
Just food for thought. I wouldn't go, AR-10, rocking a 308.
No,
too much.
That crossed my mind. Of like having
308?
Having like a 308 with a 12-inch barrel or something like that, and I was like, that's just a waste. It's bigger ammo.
Any type of 3 caliber, I think, would not be suitable.
Yeah.
Unless you're sitting on a roof trying to pick people off or zombies off from far away. Of course, as you guys know, this is all hypothetical talking that we're doing. Hypothetical scenarios, if you will.
Yeah. I don't know.
22 would be, I will say, 22 against only zombies would be doable. Reach out and touch. All you need to do is break the skull.
No.
But
you gotta destroy the brain.
22 would do that. Easily. You're talking about, so a round they used to use before they had the pin gun to kill cattle and swine, they used to use a 22 revolver. Just to the head, breaks the skull, kills the brain. Done. It's doable. 36, 38, 40 grain.
I've heard stories about 22, like cracking the skull, but not
on what?
Getting in there.
Don't say zombies.
No, it's like with murder, like
like
assaults.
people?
Yeah, people, like assaults and shit. I've also heard about it entering like one eye, skipping around the skull, and coming out the other eye. And
it's gonna scramble some shit.
Crazy shit like that.
But also, so keep this in mind. Okay, one shot doesn't penetrate.
Yeah.
In most situations, how many other follow-up shots do you have? Quite a bit, because capacity.
22 ammo is notorious for having a few rounds here and there that are underpowered.
And they just throw it out, like it just comes out of the barrel slower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exit velocity not good.
As long as it clears the barrel. Now the ones that are shooting that aren't have enough ass behind them to clear the barrel, that sucks. But that's the other thing. That's the catch-22. See what I did there? To the 22 is your lack of reliability when it does jam up.
I'm listening.
Because there might be situations where you need to fire while retreating or fire, but you can't because your 22 fucking jams up. What do? You know? It has its advantages and disadvantages, I think. If you want to talk about the lightest ammo to carry, it would have to be 22. Then I would have a spear. And then
that's like if you take away the zombies and you're just talking about like a general survival scenario.
Well, they were just weirdos, but okay.
It might pay to have 22.
The 22 I wouldn't want if it turned into you versus non-zombies. So if it turned into you versus raiders, marauders, rapists, whatever the fuck you want to call them, I wouldn't want that 22. Not at all.
No.
Because it's not going to do anything to them to put them down. Now they're moving at normal speed. They're firing back. They're coming at me. They probably have higher calibers. I wouldn't want it.
No, that's what. Well, it would pay to have a 22 because light ammo, you can carry a lot of it. You can hunt small game with it. But then to have like a 9mm carbine would really pay. Like if you had to have more of a defensive
So here's a
situation.
thought.
You can also take deer down with 9mm, can't you? That's
You
within
could,
that's
yes.
within the realm of possibility, right?
You could. A well-placed shot. The suppressibility is there too for a quiet shot. But what about this? What about, let's say you keep your primary as a 9mm AR style or whatever, or carbine, whatever. Do you maybe have your pistol as a 22?
No.
Okay.
I don't think it. No.
Okay.
In a survival scenario or zombies or whatever you want to say,
Whatever.
I don't think it's worth to have the pistol.
It'd be a low caliber like that.
A 22 pistol? No, I don't think that's worth it.
Okay. That's fair.
I mean, you want a long gun. You want a bolt action rifle or a semi-automatic 22. Yeah, I would go with that. I wouldn't bother.
Look how
with it.
much thought we're putting into this.
I wouldn't bother. I've thought about this before.
I feel like everybody who's ever watched any type of zombie anything has thought about this before, because it's. We hope it's never relevant. I don't know. I don't want to be one of those weirdos that's like okay with the zombie apocalypse, because you know, like you're like, oh, I can finally kill my neighbor.
I don't think it's going to be zombies. I just think the country's going to collapse.
Well,
There might be a couple weeks of, what are you doing over there?
can you imagine?
Like, there might be a couple weeks of that until control is regained.
Can you imagine? So let's say there is some type of viral outbreak or bacterial outbreak or whatever, and it turns people into those zombies. But like the ones from The Walking Dead, the slow walking, you know, that can lunge and grab you.
Well, yeah, we
That's it.
didn't specify the type of zombie.
I was thinking more along the lines
There's
of
Walking
that.
Dead zombies, and there's Dawn of the Dead
Dude, don't even.
zombies
That was my next thing I wanted to talk about. Our
that
favorite
run at like
zombie
40
movies.
mile an hour.
Yeah, I know. Like hyper speed, like everyone's Usain Bolt zombie. No,
Yeah,
no,
man.
no. I'm talking about the slow and consensual Walking Dead zombie. I forgot where I was going with this.
You know, I always had a question about zombies, and I don't think I ever got this answered. Maybe I did. But here's a thought. Zombies, they're still flesh, right? They're flesh.
Yeah, they're not stone.
There's still a lot of water. You know, you're still primarily made of water, right?
Yeah.
So wouldn't like a safe haven against zombies be somewhere where it's freezing?
And I'm
All
so
the time.
glad you went with it. I thought you were going to talk about fucking zombies there for a second.
What?
I don't know. You said water and flesh, and that's where my mind goes. Because everyone's thought about fucking a zombie. You have. Honestly, everyone.
No.
You've never thought about fucking a zombie?
No.
I feel like I've said too much.
No.
Go back. Freezing? Yes.
Yeah.
So
So, like,
nobody
we-
flees to Maine or Alaska in these fucking shows, and it kills me.
I mean, at least like being secure and safe for a time. Wouldn't you want to seek some place that was like tundra, that was fucking cold?
What's that one?
Because wouldn't their
Yes.
flesh freeze, right?
Yes.
Right? Theoretically, wouldn't their
Yes.
flesh freeze? They wouldn't be able to move anymore?
They would probably be in more. Yeah. If you have like a city that's in a colder place, though, they're going to be inside, like where you're trying to get, so that would be a little harder to clear a city out, theoretically.
You'd still have to like go places to find food and shit.
Black. What's that one? I've only watched.
Black Hawk Down?
No.
Black Mirror.
No, that's another crazy show. I think it's Black Summer.
Black on Broadway.
No. Maybe it's not Black Summer. It's something. It's a
Full Metal Jacket. Like, I don't fucking know what you're talking about.
I'm not saying I agree with Kane, but I get it. I'm just kidding. Sorry, I went dark there for a second. Gone black. No, it's not Black Mass. Because that's Johnny Depp. This is what happens when you're trying to.
Was that where he's playing Bulger?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bulger. Black. It's called.
Black Xmas?
No, that one. I still have nightmares about that.
That was a fucked up movie.
That was a very fucked up movie. The fucking killer in it and the twist. I have nightmares about that. Black something, but it's a show on Netflix that it's about a zombie apocalypse, but the zombies are Dawn of the Dead style, freaky, athletic. But there's a scene where the guy's running from them in the winter, and I don't get how the zombies are, just as athletic in the winter. It kind of defies the zombie logic, if you will.
Dead Space was like that too. The third one. You're on a planet that's so fucking cold.
And these things are dealing with it.
You're running around outside and there's fires scattered. And as Isaac, you gotta run from fire to fire. Because
you can only last
you're gonna freeze
so long. Yeah.
It's like an hostile alien world that's frozen, and you're in the middle of a blizzard. And it's literally so cold it'll kill Isaac in 90 seconds. Jesus. So you gotta go from fire to fire while you got these zombies popping out and shit like that. And it's like, you're made of flesh.
Yeah.
And you're not wearing
you're breaking the rules, you fuck.
And you're not wearing a coat.
This is bullshit.
So how are you not frozen?
So
if it's cold enough to kill him in 90 seconds, there's no way those fucking things would be running around. It's basic biochemical, mechanical.
That's fair.
Quantum bio shit.
So zombie apocalypse, parts of Canada are gonna be okay, but I feel like the zombie outbreak's gonna happen in July though. It's not gonna happen in December or February, January. Look how I skipped a month.
Do you think 30 Days Later was an underappreciated movie?
You mean 28 days later?
That's what I said.
It's not what you said.
28 days later.
Fucking numbers engineer.
What did I say? 30 days later?
You just rounded up.
30 Days is the fucking movie with Sandra Bullock where she's in rehab.
Yeah. 30 days later. I'm like,
maybe it's
28 days later because obviously they were talking about February. Isn't that the short month, February?
What?
What's the short month?
February.
Yeah, so obviously that movie must have happened in February. Yeah. Ooh, that's going to hurt.
What? No. What?
It was a joke. So, yes, I think it was very underrated, and I also liked 28 Weeks Later. Most people didn't, which was the sequel, obviously. It's a nice zombie movie.
I don't think I saw the sequel.
My favorite zombie movie has got to be Dawn of the Dead, though. And not just because they had Johnny Cash singing in the beginning, but I thought it was the craziest ride start to finish.
What movie?
Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
And not just because it had a sex scene either, which, again, when that came out, was much
really
appreciated by the youth.
It was like half a second of titties flopping around.
That's all it takes, Eric. That's all it takes. Young Craig, that's all. Bro, you talking about a fucking Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition magazine would have set me off. The bra commercials. JCPenney's magazines would have set me off back then.
You got problems.
No, I was in puberty. I was blooming. I was blossoming like a flower.
I'm uncomfortable.
Just making the pages stick together, Eric. That's all I was doing.
It was frozen.
Bro, all I'm saying is don't ever get a black light in the room you live in now. Don't. You wouldn't be able to look me in the eyes if you did. Yeah.
I don't know. I've done my share of degenerate bullshit in that room.
Okay.
Whatever.
I'm just saying, if there was ever a murder in that house, I would be a prime suspect based on DNA evidence. I guarantee you. So, I could be living on the other side of the country, and they'd be like, yeah, we're going to need you to come in for questioning.
Yeah.
And I would be like,
Where are you located? I'm at work. You're at work. You being a smart ass, Mike? You know what that's from?
I fucking do, but I can't remember.
That was Tom Mabe, where he was fucking with the telemarketer.
Oh, yeah.
He was posing as a police detective. He's like, you've called the scene of a murder. Mr. Maeve is no longer with us. I'm gonna need you to stay on the phone, Mike.
All right, well, that's pretty much all I had. So 30 days later would be your favorite zombie movie?
Yes.
With Sandra Bullock. Okay.
Yeah.
Who's Canadian, by the way? Did you know that?
Yeah, I know that.
Okay. That's pretty much all I got. I mean, we're at an hour, so went pretty quick. If you want to tell the good people where to find us here.
You can find us on Spotify, Amazon Music, Deezer, Ghana. Video will be uploaded to YouTube and Rumble. Everything's at Harm's Way Podcast. TikTok, Instagram, both at Harm's Way Podcast. That's all I got. I need sleep.
Yep, we're going to sleep. Try not to have panic attacks tonight. Until Sunday, we are back on with another great episode of Harm's Way Podcast. As always, guys, give us a like. Give us a comment. Give us a try. First one's free.
Yeah.
We love you. Thanks for loving us. Peace.
Bye.